Hey there! Yugioh! We're back again, part 2. The light is, because I'm filming this at like right past noon, the light is through the window and I have one of those like semicircles that makes this very bright, so I'm just gonna have to have my hair in my face to make my left side of my face not completely white as a ghost. So, anyway, yesterday we did the Power Cube. It took a lot longer than I expected. And today we're going to go through what I hope will not take nearly as long. The Dual Devastator box and the Spirit Charmer structure deck. And we're going to start with Spirit Charmers because it's smaller. So, just get right into it. Just like yesterday, I'm not doing anything fancy with this whatsoever. Box. Like, really? Really? This is how we're starting. Come on, thing. Get out. This is just going to show you how incompetent I am if I can't properly open this box. But, no, this is how you're supposed to do it. It's just stuck. There we go. Okay. Well, we're off to a great start, folks. Okay, we already got a little... Make sure there's nothing else in there. It's gone now. So, we actually got a little plastic thing. No packs, no boosters, just, you know, straight up cards like you would expect. Is this... I'm assuming this is going to be a playmat. Or a poster or something. It's looking like a playmat, but with the lines being so faint, it might as well be a poster. It's pretty nice. I like that art. It reminds me of like what is it? No, it's not Octopath Traveler. Crap. This is gonna bug me now that I can't remember it. But basically, it reminds me of just those kind of games. Those old RPGs. We're gonna fold this up, but before we do, let's look at the back. Show you what the back looks like. Yeah. Just some card descriptions and art. It looks like an art gallery. That's cool. The art in the art gallery looks nice, if you can really see it. I can't tell, it's blocking my view. But, yeah, that's neat. Alright, so it's just giving a general explanation of what you're actually supposed to do with this deck, and I'm not going to abide by that and read that now. I'll read that later in my own time. So, actual cards come in a little, just plastic, sealed. Good way to keep the air away, I guess. Let's see. This is why it's nice to have nails. You can't really tell, but when you get plastic like this, you just gotta rip it open. And you're like, I don't have a letterbox opener. Letterbox, it's just a letter opener. What the hell am I saying? And you're like, oh wait, I have nails. Hooray. I'm actually able to do things. Come on. There you go. Oh. Sticky. There we go. Possibly. Alright, so, let's just read what the Silo is. It's just a QR code card to learn the basics of the structure decks. Okay, that's useless for me right now. I'm just gonna go these in order, is the way they put it, and it looks like they're probably not in any set order. So we're just gonna start off, and immediately we get a token, which is the exact same art on the playmat. It's hollow now. Look at them. My camera's really bright. But, yeah, the girl crying and the dude just, like, mocking her. No attack, no defense for typical of token cards, and no special description. It just looks nice. And now we're jumping into all the effect monsters. I can already tell that these are a lot of going to be hollow cards. That's nice. I enjoy that. Starting off with a familiar possessed Hita. Hita? I don't know. Fire attribute. My camera wants to focus. Good enough. Spellcaster / effect. You can special summon this card from your hand or deck by sending one face-up Hita the Fire Charmer and one face-up Fire Monster you control to the graveyard. This card special summoned by its own effect attacks a defense mission monster and inflicts piercing battle damage. Attack 1,850, defense 1,500. Alright. Next up, oh, that's a lot of text on the name. Awakening of the Possessed. Nefariouser Archfiend. Okay, that's a mouthful. Little dragon bat looking dude being controlled by that guy in the background, I'm guessing. Attack 2,000, defense 200, beast. If you can special summon this card from your deck or hand by sending it one face-up spellcaster monster and one face-up level 4 or lower earth monster you control to the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Awakening the Possessed Nefarious Archfiend once per turn. When this card is special summoned by its effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard but negate its effect. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one spiritual earth art card to the one possessed spell check card from your deck. Alright. Awakening of the Possessed, Greater Inari Fire. Got that, looking like Amaterasu there. Little demon hound looking thing. Attack 2,000, defense 200. It's a Pyro. You can special summon this card from your hand or deck by sending one face-up spellcaster monster and one face-up level 4 or lower fire monster you control to the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Awakening of the Possessed Greater Fire Inari once per turn. When this card is special summoned by its effect, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack of one monster they control of your choice. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one spiritual fire art card or one possessed spell trap / card or spell / trap card from your deck to your hand. Alright, and now we're jumping into spells already. Grand Spiritual Art Ichirin. Looking like a little summoning circle thing. I really like the rainbow effect that this one's got. Really nice. Negate your opponent's first monster effect that resolves each turn while you control a spellcaster monster with 1,500. During your main phase, you can reveal one spellcaster monster from your hand, and if you do, add one monster with the same attribute, but with 1,500 attack and 200 defense from your deck to your hand. And if you do that, shuffle the revealed card into your deck. You can only use this effective Grand Spiritual Art once per turn. Alright, Spirit Charmers. Alright folks, we found the box title, roll credits, we're done. Hooray, we found Spirit Charmers. Those are certainly Charmers, I guess. Bunch of friends holding up magic sticks. Discard one card, take two cards from your deck with different names from each other that are Charmer monsters, familiar possessed monsters, and or possessed spells / traps. Add one of them to your hand and set the other. You can only activate one Spirit Charmers per turn. Alright, Hollow Raigeki, let's go. Pog. Look at that. Look at that lightning bolt, all flashy. We all know Raigeki. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. That card is very annoying when you playing through Legacy of the Duelist and the motherfuckers just are like, hey, you fool, you don't have a D-spell, you don't have anything to that effect. Well, too bad. I have 1,000,001 defense monsters in play, and you only have one attack monster because I keep doing Swords of the Revealing Light and you can't fucking attack. And I'm just gonna make you lose all your monsters. Alright. Anyway, Possessed Partnerships. Noticing a theme here that the Spirit Charmers deck is all kind of focusing on these four little hero people in most of these cards. Special summon one special summon one spellcaster monster with 1,500 defense from your hand or graveyard in attack position or face down defense. Then, if you control monsters with two or more different attributes, you can destroy one face-up card on the field. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one possessed continuous spell / trap in your graveyard, place it in the face-up on your field. You can only use one possessed partnerships effect per turn, and only once that turn. Alright, there's some more effect cards. Azusa the Earth Charmer, the first of the four Charmer heroes there. Little glasses, nerdy looking guy. Flip one target Earth monster your opponent controls. Take control of that target while this card is face up in the field. Attack 500, defense 1,500. Alright. Aria the Water Charmer. Oh. Looking like she's, I don't know. Flip one target monster your opponent controls, take control of that target while this card is face up on the field. I'm sensing a theme here that these are all going to be fairly similar effects. Attack 500, defense 1500, as per usual. Alright, Hita, the Fire Charmer. Once again, attack 500, defense 1000. And you guessed it, folks, it's the same effect but with fire. And now we got Wind, the Wind Charmer. What creative name. And you can already guess what it does. And the attack and defense. Target the wind monsters. 500, 1500. And now we're getting into the actual monster-looking people. Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. Okay. Looks like a manticore kind of thing going on here. Attack 1500, defense 200. Its effect is you can only control one Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. That's such a mouthful. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand once per turn. During your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one face-up monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. Okay then. Gigabyte. I really want to know what's up with Yu-Gi-Oh! And making anamorphic characters extremely fucking buff. Developers, do you gotta admit something? Is there something you're not telling us? It's okay. We accept that you're all furries. Attack 1500, defense 200. You can only control one Gigabyte. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And okay, it's kind of the same thing as Nefarious Archfiend. When this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one monster with 1500 attack or 200/200 defense from your deck, except Gigabyte. Alright, and now we got Inari Fire. That greater Inari card that we got earlier. It's just a lesser version of it. Attack 1000, 1500, 200 defense. I'm noticing a long-running theme here. You can control one Inari Fire. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, during your next standby phase, after this face-up card in the field is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon it from your graveyard. Alright, moving on to Ranryu. Pronouncing that just reminded me of the old Japanese McDonald's meme. Ranryu. 2000s YouTube, man. 2000s YouTube. Yep, you already know what attack defense is. 1500, 200. You control one Ranryu. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if it's destroyed, you can send it, and yep, it's the same effect. 1500, 200 defense summoning, except Ranryu. Fairy Tale Sleeper. That's like, taking the definition of cat girl to a new definition. Attack 1850 and defense 1000. It's a flip effect. You can special summon one monster from your hand. When your opponent activates a normal spell / trap card, you contribute one other monster. The activated effect becomes change one face-up monster your opponent controls to face down spell defense position, and you can only use this effect of Fairy Tale Sleeper once per turn. Alright, looks like we're in the whole just Fairy Tale section, because Fairy Tale Rella. I'm not quite sure what Rella is supposed to be. Dog, I guess? Very blue dog. Oh, okay, I get the jokes now. Okay, this is Cinderella. Sleeper was Sleeping Beauty. Okay, I get it. Neither player can target monsters on the field with spell cards or effects, except this one. Once per turn, you can discard one spell, equip one spell from your hand, deck, or graveyard this turn, but return that equipped spell to the hand during the end phase. Attack 1850, defense 1000. I'm stupid sometimes, you know, I don't know why it only took me that long to figure that out. Makes me worried about all the cards that I didn't realize while I worked yesterday. Fairy Tale Luna. I don't know which one Luna's supposed to be. I I don't know if this is some just Japanese or some Asian mythology I'm just not aware of. Or maybe this is Mulan. I don't know. Someone's going to correct me and I'm going to get laughed at. I accept that. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one spellcaster monster with 1,850 attack from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Your opponent can send one card of that monster's name for their deck or extra deck to the graveyard to negate this effect. Otherwise, return both this card and that monster to the hand. Attack 1,800, defense 1,000. Alright, moving on from the fairy tales, we got Witchcrafter Golem Aruru. She reminds me of Aegis from Persona 3 a bit. And, alright, she's hot. There you go. Attack 2,800, defense 0. Alright, what's your effect? Because that usually indicates something weird. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a spellcaster monster you control or targets it for an attack, you can target one card for your opponent controls or one Witchcrafter spell in your graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, return the targeted card to the hand. You can only use this effect of Witchcrafter Golem Aruru once per turn. Once per turn, during your opponent's standby phase, return this card to the hand. Okay then. Interesting, I guess. And here comes the first Pendulum card in this entire thing, and it's only 4 stars. Or only 4 levels. Dark Doriado. Got that dark mage looking effect going on. Attack 1,800, defense 1,400. Top text is all earth, water, fire, and wind monsters you control gain 200 attack and defense for every different attribute among the monsters you control. They really missed an opportunity to make it earth, wind, and fire, so I could make the joke of September. Which, funnily enough, September, the 21st night of September, that's my birthday. So, that was off topic, only slightly related. Who knows? Maybe that'll become important information later. Pendulum Effect. If this card is normal or special summon, you can choose 4 monsters from your deck: 1 earth, 1 water, 1 fire, and 1 wind. Then place them on top of the deck in any order. That can be handy. Oh well. I haven't seen this card in a while. Witch of the Black Forest. I forget what character originally used you in Duel Kingdom. I believe it was Duelist Kingdom. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 monster with 1,500 or less defense from your attack to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect of Witch of the Black Forest once per turn. Attack 1,100, defense 1,200. I really hope I was right about that, or else I'm going to look especially stupid. Which again, I accept. I'm just waiting for the Yu-Gi-Oh community to come and murder me. So, oh wait, shit, I put the Pendulum in the effect monster deck. I can't do that, I have standards, people. And then Effect Vealer, aka Hatsune Miku. I know everyone with long, blue, tealish pigtails is not Hatsune Miku, just let me live my life, let me make my jokes. It's all I have, please. Please. 0 attack and 0 defense. Its effect is, it's also a tuner monster. During your opponent's main phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 effect monster your opponent controls. Negate the effects of that face-up monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. Alright then. Denko Seka. You remind me of Iroha from Rune Factory 4. That got that samurai look to ya. Attack 1,700, defense 1,000. Cannot be special summoned while you control no set spells/traps. Neither player can set spells/traps, nor activate spells/trap cards that are set on the field. Alrighty. Oh, okay, we're fine. I thought I accidentally bent one of the cards, but I did. Yeah, you see what I mean? How it's making my nose like fucking white as a ghost. We're just gonna put the hair back over. Awakening of the Possessed. Once again, it's the 4 Charmers. Monsters you control gain 300 attack for each different attribute you control. Charmer and familiar possessed monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. If a spellcaster monster with 1,850 original attack is normal or special summoned to your field, draw one card, and you can only use this effect of Awakening of the Possessed once per turn. Alright. Looks like we've made decent headway through this. We're about halfway through. Secret Village of the Spellcasters. It's like the Korok Horus, kinda, is what I get reminded of when I look at this. If you only spend Spellcaster monster, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control no Spellcaster monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. Alright, so basically being like, hey, if you're not running a Spellcaster deck, then what the fuck is happening? Spellbook of Knowledge. Got the 4 different heroes, but not them, different heroes. Send to the graveyard either one Spellcaster monster you control or one other Spellbook card from your hand or face-up field, except Spellbook of Knowledge, and if you do, draw 2 cards. You can only activate one Spellbook of Knowledge once per turn. I'm messing up my piles, I'm putting cards in the wrong spots, and that makes me upset with myself. Terraforming! Let's go, add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. We all know terraforming. Terraforming is kind of nice, pretty nice. Book of the Eclipse, or just Book of Eclipse. It looks like one of the old Egyptian. It's like a Millennium item if it wasn't gold. Change all of face-up monsters in the field to face-down defense position during the end phase of this turn. Change as many face-down defense position monsters your opponent controls as possible to face-up defense position. Then your opponent draws cards that are equal to the number of monsters changed by this effect. Alright, Twin Twisters. It's like it's a twister taking up the different spell cards. Spell and trap cards. Discard 1 card, then target up to 2 spell cards in the field and destroy them. Fair enough. Dark Ruler No More. Looks like an evil skull guy shooting a... Looks like a dude, looks like Jediah from Fire Emblem Echoes. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Either player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. Oh, it's not either, it's neither. Alright, I think our second trap card out of this entire thing. I'm shocked it took this long to stumble upon more of them. Unpossessed. It's the 4 main elemental beasts of this deck, all put into little quadrants. Charmer monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. If a familiar possessed monster you control attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 800 attack during damage calculation only. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is already face up in your spell and trap zone, you can special summon 1 spellcaster monster with 1,500 defense from your deck, whose attribute is different from at least one of the destroyed monster's original attributes on the field, in attack position or face down defense position. You can only use this once per turn. Alright, looks like we got a few more traps here. Spiritual Earth Knowledge Kurogane. I guess Kurogane is the character's name. Or... Actually, didn't they already have names? They did have names. I already forgot them. But their names are different. I can already tell that their names are different. Tribute 1 Earth monster and then target 1 other level 4 or lower Earth monster in your graveyard. Special summon that Earth monster. Spiritual Water Art Aoi, which is just them all in the little summoning circles. It's the exact same thing, but water. Spiritual Fire Art Kurenai. Again, the exact same thing, but fire. Noticing a theme here yet? And Spiritual Wind Art Miyabi. Same thing, but wind. Whoosh. Alright, the Metaverse. Take 1 field spell from your deck and either activate it or take it or add it to your hand. Reminds me of, I don't know, just reminds me of New Domino City, even though New Domino City was not digitally created. 2 more spell trap cards that I'm seeing here. Dimensional Barrier. Looks like we got 2 knight-looking dudes and then this cybernetic robot lizard man jumping through a portal. Declare one monster type card, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, or Pendulum for the rest of this turn. Neither player can special summon monsters of the declared type. Also negate the effects of all monsters of that type while they are on the field. You can only activate one Ritual Barrier per turn. Alright, and looks like the last trap that I'm seeing, Solemn Warning. Old priest-looking dude with the two angel-looking figures. When a monster would be summoned, or when a spell/trap card or monster effect is activated that includes an effect that special summons a monster, pay 2,000 life points and negate the summoner activation, and if you do, destroy it. Alright, yeah, sounds fair enough. Looks like we got a bunch more effect monsters. Familiar Possessed Azusa, the Earth guy with his little manticore-looking thing. You can special summon this card from your hand or deck by sending one face-up Azusa the Earth Charmer and one face-up Earth monster you control to the graveyard. If this card is special summoned by its own effect, attacks a defense position monster, and inflicts piercing battle damage. Attack 1,580, defense 1,500. Or 1,800, attack was 1,850. I got those backwards. Familiar Possessed Area, we're going down that line again. We got Gigabyte with him. If you control one special card, you can send up one face Area the Warden Charmer and one face-up water monster you control to the graveyard. This card, special summoned by its own effect, attacks a defense position monster and inflicting piercing damage. Same attack and defense as before. Familiar Possessed Hita. Her and her little Inari. Again, same attack defense. And it's the exact same thing, but with Hita the Fire Charmer and face-up fire. And then the last card we got here is Familiar Possessed Wind, her with her Ranryu. And again, it's the exact same attack and defense, plus the same effect, but with Wind and Ranryu. We also got two little cards. We got the little Duel Links card that they put in them all nowadays. Is this also Duel Links out? Legacy of the Duelist, which I've already bought. You've already got my money for that. Jesus. But alright, so that was Spirit Charmers. I would show the box again, but I threw it across the room a little at the start of this, so that's fun. I'm going to set these all aside, and then we will move on to the next portion of this video, because shockingly we're only at 27 minutes, which makes me afraid for how long this thing is going to take. Should I make 3 videos out of this? Should I? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'll pull the big YouTube move and then just make it all such a pain for you all to watch all 3 videos. But okay, no, I'm not actually going to. I thought, you know what, I said I'm making this only 2 parts, and I meant that. This does not feel that heavy whatsoever, and frankly, it feels less heavy than the cube was. But alright, Dual Devastators! To read what, show off the back. And you can really tell. And they got little art on the side of some melee looking girls, I guess. And so we'll just jump right into it. It says that transform your deck into a Devastator with some of the most popular cards used by top tournament champions. I don't know how believable that statement is because meta changes so often, but sure. Depending on when this was printed, I guess it could have been true at one point. And now we gotta get all this plastic off. Konami branded plastic. There we go. Alright, so like the cube. That box was a lot bigger than I expected it to be. That took a while to slide out. Well, no fucking shit why it was so light. Look how much empty space there is in this thing. It's just... really? There's barely anything in there. This is just a giant collector's box, if anything. I guess you also can put your decks in there, I guess. That's probably why they had the little divider in there. But, alright, so we got 2 things to look at. We got the one little actual deck set. And then we got this Field Center card with Kaiba on there. Let's look at that first, so I can hopefully not be as disappointed. Go over there. Go over there. So let's just pop open Kaiba here, see what the fuck this thing's about. I've been meaning to rewatch some of the old Yu-Gi-Oh series, and I've been wanting, but specifically just for Duel Kingdom, I was thinking of just watching Yugioh Bridge, just so I can get Kaiba moments. But, I legitimately don't know what this is for. Extra monster. Oh, it's an extra monster zone. Field Center card. So, okay, so it just gives you an extra monster space to put in the middle. That's cool. I don't know which monster this is, but this is clearly one of the girls that was on the side of the box. Same back. There we go. Yugi and Dark Musician. The ever classic protagonists. And then Ishtar. Getting through Legacy of the Duelist, I'm actually just got past Duel Kingdom, and I just started the whole Ishtar Merrick storyline thing. I forget. I feel like a fake Yu-Gi-Oh fan for not remembering what Ishtar's signature monster is. But yeah, there they are. That's cool. I like that they're holographic in the gold. It's nice. But alright, now on to the actual meat and potatoes of this thing. This little plastic as always. Let's see how long it takes me to get through this. I wonder how many cards are actually in this thing, because it didn't really say. Or if it did, I wasn't paying attention. Yes, I was not paying attention whatsoever. So, it's on the floor now, not with the rest of my plastic. But okay, this is a hefty chunk. Starting off with Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Another holo card, one of the girls inside there. Attack 0, defense 1800. It's a tuner monster. When a monster in the field activates its effect, or when a spell/trap card is already face up on the field activates its effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and destroy that card in the field. You can only use this effect of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit once per turn. Alright. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. You're creepy. I don't like that look you're giving me. Frankly, I'm slightly terrified. Attack 0, defense 1800. Once again, it's a zombie effect this time, whereas last time it was psychic. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can discard this card, reveal 1 card in your extra deck, then look at your opponent's extra deck. Also banish all cards in their extra deck with the same name as their revealed card. You can only use this effect of Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries once per turn. Alright, continuing on with the flower theme name, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Another one of the girls in the box. Once again, attack 0, defense 1800. Another zombie card. When the card or effect is activated that includes any of these effects, you can discard this card or negate that effect. First effect is add a card from the deck to the hand, special summon from the deck, send a card from the deck to the graveyard. You can only use this once per turn. And next up, Ghost Belle and the Haunted Mansion. What character do you remind me of? I don't remember. It's one of those RPG Maker horror game characters. I think my friend Don played the video of it. If you ever go check out Visual Novelty, or formerly known as Fondon. He's good. He's good. Love him. Great man. Attack 0, 1800. When a card or effect is activated that includes any of these effects, you can discard this card and negate that activation. The effects listed are add a card from the graveyard to the hand, deck, and or extra deck, special summon a monster card or cards from the graveyard, or banish a card from the graveyard. You can only use this once per turn. Next up, of the Ghost Girls, Ghost Sister, and Spooky Dogwood. I love the dog. Look at that boy. Look at that good ghosty boy. I love the dog so much. Once again, same attack and defense. Another tuner zombie monster. During either turn except the end phase, you can discard this card, apply this effect to this turn. You can only use this effect of the card once per turn. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster during the main or battle phase, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. If you did not gain life points by this effect, your life points are halved during the end phase. That's kind of terrifying. And now on to the, I think, last one of the girls. Red Blossoms from Underroot. The one looking like the little scythe there. Once again, 0 attack, but also 0 defense, so this one is different. It's a fiend, and it's not a tuner. If this card is in your hand, you can target one spell or trap in each graveyard, banish them, and if you do, special summon this card. You can tribute this card, then target one Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, or Link monster in your graveyard, or not in your, but in either graveyard, and banish that target. And if you do, special summon one monster from your graveyard with a different monster card type, be it Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, or Link from that target. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. And alright, speaking of synchros, looks like we got a few synchros in here. First being Ally of Justice Castrator. Not Castrator. I can't speak to that. Ally of Justice Catastor. Not Castrator, Catastor. This cybernetic scorpion looking thing. If it was Castrator, that'd be a very, very different card, and frankly, I wouldn't want to look at it. Attack 2,200, defense 1,200. Summon, it takes one tuner and one non-tuner monster. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a face-up non-dark monster, destroy that monster. Alright. Another tuner monster, or not tuner, synchro. Bryanak, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. What a cool fucking dragon right there. Attack 2,300, defense 1,400. It is a Sea Serpent type, just takes one tuner and one non-tuner. You can discard any number of cards to the graveyard, then target the same number of cards your opponent controls. Return those cards to the hand, and you can only use this effect once per turn. Alright. Looking at the sun, looking down at the cards. Okay. So for Bryanak, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but when the sun was shining down on it, like directly on top, it gives like the full rainbow effect, and since it's like mostly white and blue, it looks really nice. Metaphys Horus, 2,300, 1,600. Got that looking half owl dragon looking thing. Takes this one tuner and one non-tuner. If this card is synchro summoned, you can activate the appropriate effects depending on the non-tuner monster used as synchro material. If it was a normal monster, this face-up card is unaffected by other card effects. If it was an effect monster, you can target one other face-up card in the field and negate the target's effects. And if it was a pendulum monster, your opponent chooses one monster they control and gives control of it to you, but it cannot attack this turn. Yes! 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 Black Rose Dragon! Fuck yes! Black Rose Dragon was my favorite of the dragons in 5Ds. Akiza also. Loved Akiza. Of course, attack 2,400, defense 1,800. One tuner, one non-tuner. When this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all monsters on the field once per turn. You can banish one plant monster from your graveyard, and then target one defense position monster your opponent controls. Change that target to face-up attack position, and if you do, its attack becomes 0 until the end of this turn. I am glad Black Rose Dragon was in there, because that makes me very, very happy. Okay, so, this is new. It's a synchro and a pendulum. Or at least new to me. I'm guessing this is not new whatsoever to anyone who has any actual knowledge of the Yu-Gi-Oh! In the past 5 years. Clear Wing Fast Dragon. Kind of looks more just, more like one of the Neo heroes than anything, more than a dragon. Attack 2,500, defense 2,000. one tuner and one non-tuner wind monster. You can target, the bottom text is you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck until the end of this turn. Change its attack to 0. Also negate that monster's effect, face-up monster's effect. You can only use this effect of clear one. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can place this card in your pendulum zone. I guess I should count you in as one of the pendulum cards, so you're gonna go over there. Alright, I was just looking through, so we're just getting all the 5D's fucking signature dragon cards, because guess what? It's fucking Stardust Spark Dragon, fuck yeah! Aw, yeah. This is giving my 5D's nostalgia so much. I love this. Attack 2,500, defense 2,000. One tuner and one non-tuner. Once per turn, you can target one face-up card you control, and once during this turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. I'm glad, if this is supposedly true, that this is still, at the time of being printed, was used by in the meta commonly. I'm glad people have good taste. And speaking of the signature dragons, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. He's here, he's big, he's bad, looks like fucking Satan, and we love him for it. Attack 3,000, defense 2,500, one non-tuner and one tuner. This card name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can destroy as many special summoned effects monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card's, other than this card's. Then afflict 500 damage to your opponents for each monster destroyed. Alright. Next up, we're still in the synchros. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Let's go. Look at that dude. Attack 2,700, defense 2,000, one tuner and two non-tuners. When this card is synchro summoned, you can banish up to one card each from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. This card in the hand the card in the hand is chosen at random. Next up, looks like the last of the synchros for now. Vermilion Dragon Mech. Looks like a fucking Bakugan over here. Machine Synchro, attack 2,700, defense 1,800, one tuner, one non-tuner. Once per turn, you can banish one tuner from your hand, graveyard, or face-up field, then target one card on the field, destroy it. If this Synchro summoned card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can send one of your banished tuners, add it to your hand. Alright, and now we're on to the XYZs. It looks like it's also a little different compared to the other ones I saw, because this one actually has like a space bordering to it. First off, Abyss Dweller. I don't know how well you can really see it. Probably, it doesn't look like you really can, but there's like little stars on the side of it, really adding to that space theme. Attack 1,700, defense 1,400. Takes 2 level 4 monsters. Well, this card has a material attached that was originally water. All water monsters you control gain 500 attack. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, and your opponent cannot activate any cards in the graveyard this turn. Alright, XYZs can go there. Next XYZ, number 101, Silent Honor Arc. Looks like a very fancy dual runner turned into a spaceship. Attack 2,100, defense 1,000. 2 level 4 monsters. You can detach two materials from this card, then target one special summon monster your opponent controls in face-up attack position. Attach it to this card as material. You can only use this effect of number 101, Silent Honor Arc, once per turn. If this face-up card in the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you attach one material from this card instead. Alright, next up, Castel, the Skyblade Musketeer. Is he a bird? He's a bird. He's a bird, and he is using a rifle instead of his sword. Okay. I guess your name is Sky Blaster, but still, not what I was expecting. Attack 2,000, defense 1,500, 2 level 4 monsters. You can detach one material from this card, then target one face-up monster in the field, change it to the face-down position. You can detach 2 materials from this card, then target one other face-up card in the field, shuffle it into the deck. You can only use one Castel the Skyblade Musketeer effect per turn, and only once during that turn. Next up is Tornado Dragon. Holy shit, that's a lot. Look at that guy. It's just a dragon made out of tornadoes who's very angry and he's sucking up the local livestock. Attack 2100, defense 2000. 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 spell or trap in the field and destroy it. And now we're on to cards I've never encountered playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because this was after I stopped looking at it a while ago. And it's the Link cards. So this is going to be interesting. Underclock Taker. I understand that it's like a darker shade of blue and also has hexagons to differentiate it from ritual monsters, but come on. Really? Did we have to use blue again? Could we not have used, like, red? Something that isn't already used by the ritual monsters? I don't know. Whatever. Attack 1000, Link 2. 2 effect monsters is taken. Once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster this card points to, and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. This opponent's target loses attack equal to the attack of the target this monster points to until the end of this turn. Those are words. If I can pronounce this one, Lanforinchus. Lanforinchus. Attack 1200, Link 2. It just takes 2 monsters. Gaia Saber, the Lightning Shadow. Just two or more monsters. Attack 2600, Link 3. Looks like Gaia the Dragon Warrior, except on a horse and is now a robot. Decode Talker. Attack 2300, Link 3. 2 plus effect monsters. It gains 500 attack for each monster it points to. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, you contribute 1 monster this card points to and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Looks like a little Black Knight looking dude. And another Decode Talker, but this one's different. Decode Talker Extender. He got golden accents. He went and spent that $1,000,000 gold on the top gear in the game. Link 3, 2300 attack. 2 plus effect monsters. This card now becomes Decode Talker while on the field. Gains 500 attack for each monster it points to during your battle phase. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. Alright. Next up. Topo Logic Bomber Dragon. Interesting looking design there. I like it though. Really cool. It kind of looks like a serpent. Attack 3000, Link 4. 2 plus effect monsters. If another monster is special summoned to a zone a Link monster points to while this monster is on the field, destroy all monsters in the main monster zones. Also, your other monsters cannot attack for the rest of this turn. After damage calculation, if this card attacked an opponent's monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Alright, looks like we're at the end of the Link monsters for now. And we got a biggin'. It's Saryuja Skull Dread. What the fuck am I looking at here? It's like Godzilla took all the bones and put it into armor and then also got the head of goddamn, I'm forgetting the dragon's name. I'm a fake fan. Attack 2800, Link 4. It's also an effect. 2 plus monsters with different names. This card gains effects based on the number of materials used for its Link summon. If it was 2 or more, if a monster is normal special summon to a zone this card points to, that monster gains 300 attack/defense. If it was 3 or more, once per turn during your main phase, you can special summon 1 monster from your hand. And if it was 4, when this card is Link summoned, you can draw 4 cards, then place 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. Alright. Next up is DD Crow, attack 100, defense 100. It's an effect monster. You can discard this card to the graveyard, then target one monster in your opponent's graveyard and banish that target. Looks like Dr. Eggman got to this fucking crow. Sorry, crow. Hey, look, it's Effect Veiler again from earlier. It's the Hollow now. Hello, Hatsune Miku, welcome back. We've already gone over you before. Oh, hi, Gate Blocker. I remember you. Attack 100, Defense 2000. Being an annoying little shit in 5Ds in the very beginning, just... yeah, it's like if a deck box was made by a really odd, like a really weird dude. It was like, hey, I'm gonna intimidate you with my fucking deck box. Negate the effects of your opponent's field spells. Your opponent cannot place counters on cards in the field. Your opponent cannot target other monsters you control with other card effects. And once again, we got Denko Sekka, except she's now hollow. Or she might have been hollow before, but we've already been over her. Let's make sure I didn't pick up another below her. Nope. Inspector Border. Inspector Border. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Inspector Border. Attack 2000, defense 2000. That doesn't work. Looks like a dude surfing through the internet there. Cannot be normal or special summoned if you control a monster. Neither player can activate monster effects unless the number of monster effects that player has previously activated that turn is less than the number of monster card types currently on the field, be it Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, or XYZ, Pendulum, and Link. If an effect's activation was negated, it still counts towards the total for that turn. Only counter effects that were activated while this monster is face up on the field. Okay. Next up, we got Spell Canceller. Looks like another kind of like Cyberbug looking type. Attack 1800, defense 1600. Spell cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated. Negate all spell effects on the field. Well, that's handy. Next up, Artifact Lancia. Attack 1700, defense 2300. It's a lance. It's a lance. You can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap zone as a spell. During your opponent's turn, if this set card in the spell and trap zone is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, special summon it. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or face-up field. Neither player can banish cards for the rest of this turn. Alright, next up, Vanity's Fiend. Cannot be special summoned, neither player can special summon monsters. Attack 2400, defense 1020. Yeah, he looks vain, alright. Reminds me of like Fire Emblem character design. Next up is Majesty's Fiend. Attack 2400, defense 1400. Cannot be special summoned, neither player can activate monster effects. Looks like, again, Arvis from Fire Emblem if he became God. That, dropping it. Next up is Dino Wrestler Pankratops. Oh, I love this guy. This guy's funny. I like that. As someone heavily involved in wrestling, I enjoy this. Attack 2600, literally no defense. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon a Dino Wrestler Pankratops once per turn this way. You can tribute one Dino Wrestler monster, then target one card for your opponent controls and destroy it. You can only use this card of Dino Wrestler Pankratops once per turn. Next up, Gamciel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. Alright, well, now we're really just straight up in Godzilla world now. Okay. Attack 2200, defense 3000. You can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in attack position by tributing one monster they control. If your opponent controls a Kaiju monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in attack position. You can only control one Kaiju monster. When your opponent activates a card or effect, except Gamciel the Sea Turtle Kaiju, you can remove two Kaiju counters from anywhere on the field, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. Alright, now we're into the spells. We got Mind Control. Target one monster your opponent controls until the end phase. Take control of that monster, but it cannot declare an attack or be tributed. Mind Control is a decent enough card. It's handy in a pinch. Wave Motion Cannon. Reminds me of, it looks like the kind of blaster in Smash Ultimate. The Mega Cannon, which is from Kid Icarus Uprising. During your main phase, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent for each of your standby phases that have passed since this card was activated. Alright. Next up, Super... alright, we're at the Supreme Yugioh and Supreme King's card. Signature, Super Polymerization. Discard one card. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either field as fusion material. Neither player can activate cards or effect in response to this card's activation. They made it for themselves for a reason, because it's fucking broken. And Book of Eclipse is back, but this time it's hollow. Silent Graveyard. Discard one card. Effects that activate in the graveyard this turn are negated. Remember how we were talking about summoning circles earlier? Yeah, now we got a real one. Cosmic Cyclone. Pay 1,000 life points, then target one spell/trap on the field and banish it. Looks like almost like a black hole kind of thing. Alright, now we're into the traps, or, well, kind of. Different Dimension Ground. This turn, any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Okay. It's pretty nice. Back to spell cards again. Or maybe this was... No, this was just... I think when they put this in here, they put the spell card, one trap in the middle on accident. Called by the Grave. You target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, until the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as the activated effects and effects on the field of monsters with the same original name. Grandpa just like, what the fuck? It's a goddamn zombie and... Oh no! Gotta run, gotta tell the village! Okay, enough of that. Typhoon. Target one face-up spell or trap on the field and destroy it if your opponent controls 2 or more spell cards and you control no spell or trap cards. 2 or more spell... If your opponent controls 2 or more spells/traps and you control none, you can activate this card from your hand. Well, that's nice. Forbidden Forbidden Acropha. It's a book. Did I show Typhoon? I don't think I did. There's Typhoon. And there's Forbidden Acropha. Declare one monster type, be it Fusion, Synchro, or XYZ. If 2 or more monsters of the declared type are on the field, make each player send all monsters of that type from their field to the graveyard. Next up, Dimensional Barrier. We've already went over Dimensional Barrier before, but it's hollow now, if it wasn't already. Lost Wind. Looks like a spooky kid about to go into a spooky forest there. Target one face-up special summon monster on the field, negate its effect. Also, its original attack is halved. If the monster is special summoned from your opponent's extra deck, while this card is in your graveyard, except for the damage step, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Alright, hey look, it's Heavy Storm Duster. It's Storm Duster, but better. And it's hollow now. I like that. Target up to 2 spells/traps in the field, destroy them. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. Oh hey, Royal Decree. Another card I haven't seen in a long time, and I like the fact that it's hollow now. Negate all other trapped effects on the field. I like how they actually made just the people the hollow part of it. Makes it a neat little detail. Anti-spell Fragrance. Oh, you're a creepy looking motherfucker. Both players must set spell cards before activating them, and then cannot activate them until their next turn after setting them. Little fucker. Look at him with a shit-eating grin. Alright. Oh boy. My favorite card. There can be only one. You would think with a name like that, this would be much more important, but no, this is just airport security. Each player can only control one monster of each type. If a player controls 2 or more monsters of the same type, they must send some to the graveyard so they control no more than one monster of that type. Again, interesting name for that. Wiretap. Okay, we're just going into... It's just a wiretap. When a trap card is activated, negate the activation, and if you do, shuffle that card into the deck. Alright then. Second to last card, Solemn Strike. It looks like Zeus is smiting a motherfucker. When a monster would be special summoned or a monster effect is activated, pay 1,500 life points and negate the summoner activation. And if you do, destroy that card. And now onto the final card of this admittedly disappointing size of a box. Red Reboot. That is very, very red. Why is it all tinted red? When your opponent activates a trap card, negate the activation, and if you do, set that card face down, then they can set one other trap directly from their deck. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent cannot activate trap cards. You can activate this card from your hand by paying half of your life points. And so, with that, we just went over the hour mark, and we've done it. We've gone through the Duel Devastator box and the structure deck. And we already went through the cube yesterday. So, you know, I was pleasantly surprised. There's, the cube yesterday gave me a lot better things than I thought it really would. I was expecting complete fucking nonsense that had no synergy whatsoever. And then next thing I know, it turns out that I somehow got enough cards that I could run a Melfi Dogmatica deck. But, yeah, in this Duel Devastator box, you know, it has good stuff in there. I'm, like I said, very, very pleased. I got all the signature dragons, for the most part, out of 5Ds. The structure deck was really cool. I like the whole... I mean, it's a structure deck, so obviously it's going to be able to do all that all in one go. But I like the fact that it's very coherent. So... thanks for joining me and watching me open $80 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Technically, it was $81.39, but that doesn't work on clickbait. So, you know, $80 round numbers, even, it's fine, it's fine. So, yeah. I still don't know how Yu-Gi-Oh YouTubers are supposed to end their videos. So, I'm just gonna go now. Bye!